Hi, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to talk about a class from G.I.T when I went there in 86, 87. I've already done a whole playlist of, I think, 8 other videos on G.I.T, talk about some of the instructors like Paul Gilbert, Jennifer Batt, and Frank Abali that were there at the time, and talk about some other classes like single string technique and super chops and such. So you can check out those. I'll put them in the description or a link up in the corner. This one is on Guitarmanship. The Guitarmanship was a class that was from what they called second phase, which is the same as second quarter. Basically, it was a 1-year program, and they broke it into 4 phases. The original was all of any of these drills was all in standard notation, as you can see from this. I'm going to put it all in tablatures, so you can go to my Patreon page and download the tab for it, and it'll have the 3 different exercises I'm going to show and the lick that I'm going to show at the end too. So the exercises will be, one will be on the keeping your fingers close to the neck when you're playing scales. One will be on shifting across the single string, and one will be on sliding. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the first exercise. Now, this class covered a lot of these fundamental things of relaxation, again, the efficiency of motion, picking, inside-outside picking, shifting, sliding, dynamics, staccato, accents, hammer and pull-offs, etc. I just picked out 3 of the exercises, but I've talked about a lot of these ideas already in other videos also. There aren't the G.I.T videos and my other instructional videos. So this first exercise, I'm just going to play in the key of C major. All this will be in the key of C major because I think it's important to, that's a key that most people know, and it's the one that I teach first. And it's important when you're learning a new exercise to do it in a key you're comfortable with, because I don't want you struggling with a key that you're not very comfortable with and a drill you're not comfortable with. You'll only challenge yourself with one thing at a time, not 2 things. Otherwise, it's hard to get it down. Like the shifting exercise that they showed in key of D and A flat. Probably a lot of you aren't as comfortable in A flat unless maybe you're a jazz player and you are comfortable in every key. And if you're comfortable with every key, transpose these ideas to other keys, and that's fine. So anyways, I'm just going to show them the low green. So if you don't know that fingering, it's a 7, 8, 10 twice, 7, 9, 10 twice, 8, 10, 12 twice, or instead of doing 3 note per string, you go 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. Okay. Now what we do is, the idea is keeping your fingers close to the neck, only moving them when you need to. So in this exercise, you can go really slow and really have my fingers right just barely off the neck at all. And when I place them down, the finger I'm not using, I'm going to place down the same time as the finger that comes after. So in this string, I wouldn't be using the 3rd finger, but I'm going to place it at the same time as when I put the 4th finger. If I'm not using the 2nd finger, I'll place it at the same time as the 3rd finger. So that forces you to not tuck or straighten or do something funky with that finger when it's not being used. So 7, 8, 10. And on the tab, I wrote the notes that you're not playing, but you're placing down in parentheses. And it's going to feel uncomfortable, honestly. And coming back, see, it's the same thing. I place the 2 fingers there, or sorry, it actually should be right there that I'm placing the 2 fingers. It really doesn't matter. Once you get this down, the idea is that you incorporate it into your fingers, that they don't move more. You won't actually place them all the way down when you're playing. This is a drill I haven't actually done in years before doing this video. Because once you get it down, what you'll find is your fingers automatically stay in that, as long as you keep practicing being conscious of that. So once you've gone through that a few times at slow speed and really forcing yourself to do that, then try and play it normally, and you'll find your fingers are probably lower than they were before. And that's really what you're aiming for, is to develop that keeping them in position idea. And then you'll apply it to any scales you know. So you've done the A minor, the G mixed link, and wherever I'm got a finger that's not being used, I just put it down with the next finger on. Okay, let's move on to the next drill. The next one's going to be on shifting positions. So I go ahead and again put this in the key of C major, and what this is going to be is I'm going to be playing in this mixed position first. Then I'm going to shift up to a low green position, and then up to a phrygian position, thereby playing all the notes on that one string. I'm going to leave off the open note since it's a shifting exercise. You don't need to start on the open note. I've got a whole video on moving across 1 and 2 strings. They'll link also. It's basically on playing horizontally on this way, and a lot of that one has sliding across one string more so in different fashions. This drill wasn't in that one, so go ahead and this will be something new even if you've watched that video. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate each shift. So and we're ascend and descend it, and at first do it slow and maybe put it with a beat. So you're going like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, and that way you make sure that you don't spend longer time on the shifting notes rather than and end up with a type of action which you don't want. Then as you feel comfortable with it, work it, isolate one direction, just go and work it back and forth. Then take the next grouping. So this is 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. At first, when you're just getting used to it, you don't have to do it in time. But then isolate it and again work that. And then, if you can do each one individually, then you should be able to do all 3 of them with the 2 shifts. It still takes some practice, but if you try and jump right to doing all 3 at a high speed and you haven't isolated each one, it's probably going to become a train wreck. Okay, so let's move on from that. The next one's a sliding exercise. This one shows shifting positions or sliding positions using all 4 fingers. All right. So it's basically just a 5-note on a string chromatic type exercise. And what we do is you can do either legato slides where you only pick the first note, or you can do a shifting slide where you pick both notes. The main tip they gave on this was just to use light pressure and try and move smoothly through them. So the first one I'm just going to slide on the The first one we do is I'm going to slide on the first finger, and then I'm going to on the next one slide on the second finger. I'm going to slide on the third finger, and because the next note will be F, that would be here, it's moved forward 1 because of the B string. Then I'm going to slide on the pinky. Again, you can slide without picking both notes, or you can slide picking both notes. And I'd recommend doing both. But that's just an exercise again. So once you feel comfortable sliding with all 4 fingers, if you can do that without any problem, then you don't have to keep practicing exercise. Create licks. So this next one I'm going to show you is just a lick I wrote earlier this afternoon to demonstrate sliding with all 4 fingers. So still in the key of C. I'm going to start off sliding on the third finger. Then I'm going to come down and roll the first finger across 2 notes, and then slide back with the first finger, slide forward with the second finger, and slide forward with the pinky. So you can play it as slow or as fast as you want. Okay, let me go and show you the tab on here. And again, you can download some Patreon page. You don't have to be a member. So again, this beginning part is the notes and parentheses. You're not actually picking those. Then it gets down to the shifting exercise, and I show how you need to isolate each one. I've got the lick down here and the sliding exercise and some notes on there. So you can check that out on my Patreon page. Please like and subscribe to my videos. I'm still trying to get monetized. Any of that stuff helps me with algorithms, so leave comments, like, subscribe, all this stuff benefits me, and I appreciate it. Thanks.